Yo, it's another show again. You know, the thing got another random reaction with RTR. Random thoughts and reactions, you don't know. And as usual, there's no connection to the previous video. Like to the previous video. All the shit random.
All the timing, random recording, random timing, random
everything. So today we're react to a reaction video. But a regular reaction video. So then them do there's some CGI artists. Corridor Crew, if you're taking the channel that them is a CGI YouTube channel. Them break down
all the
graphics and shit. Them do their own release. Them probably in the future react to because them have a dope anime. Them use AI for create an anime with it dope. So I'll probably make a react to that shit one at a time, which in the future. But for right now, them are react to some mainstream production. So them are gonna be breaking that shit down for see how them create, how people they create that. And I guess we are gonna learn some shit today.
Yeah, so look at mirror and look at water and
whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, we're gonna figure out some shit. But before this, remember to like, share, subscribe, do all of the YouTube do them. We get used to asking for that shit, so we need to get used to doing it. We soon start telling the percentage we subscribe for right now. I don't know if we subscribe to 10 finger yet. But we can see if we can get it to 100 subscribers fast. And then the next step is 1,000. Then we'll work from this. But what I did do, make a get into it. VFX artists react to bad and great CG. These are them 129th episode.
So, and them involving a whole heap of movies where me watch.
Well, them themselves no work for movies, them react to them, them put out
people
independent.
What we watch from. Yeah.
So let's see where I go.
Alright,
hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Visual Effects Artists React. Today we're looking at Avatar: The Last Master Chief. You know the Halo series is dropping, the Avatar series is dropping. It's time we take a look at these big streaming shows.
That shit bad too, you know? Yo, the Halo.
They dropped that shit to 1080 for some.
Listen, tell you if the VFX are any good.
Shotgun blast?
Already I'm seeing so much more creativity with how to
pause 1 second. Well, this is away from the speaker.
All that feedback. But is it the Halo still? Yeah, man. Preview it, man. I tell us heavy stuff. The Avatar. Yo, I'm impressed. So, but let's see. We all wanna see. Is it?
they use these powers.
It's a little slick. I don't feel like Halo should be quite so slick.
Yeah, people have been sending us Halo to be like, hey, take a look at Halo Season 2. And it's like, okay, is it better? I guess we'll find out.
I heard Master Chief gets in trouble.
All right, let's jump into it.
So, when you make a cartoon real, it's supposed to get better, I hear.
Yeah, you know, we actually did a punch for punch episode for The Last Airbender where Guy joined us and choreographed a fight using all the styles from the show. So Earth, Wind, Water, Fire, all the martial arts styles behind that. We did a fight scene together. But we were working with early cuts of the episodes without finished visual effects.
Ooh, so now we have an opportunity to see the final thing.
Yes, and I haven't seen the finished visual effects yet in the show.
Oh, dude, they're gonna fight.
2024 one. I know watch that new one.
You know what she said? A1, bro. A1, bro.
I remember the previous one did Kanye as fuck.
I mean, and them actually ended up, you know, admitting that was fucked.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, the previous one did fucked up.
I mean, them admitted it was dumb. But so, this one.
Let's see where I go.
He's gonna use magic.
Ooh, fire.
Very scary. Earth bending.
Yeah,
not bad.
That was cool. Ooh.
I'm really curious to really get Sam's opinion on this. I feel like Sam's the arbiter of taste.
This is sweet so far.
Dude, I was about to say, I was like, so far, this is already 1,000 times better than the Shyamalan movie. Him like lifting up those boulders out of the ground, stepping on them, and then surfing on the last one was sick. That is sick.
I mean, the ground looks pretty great. The ground looks photoreal. Shotgun blast.
Very cool.
Already, I'm seeing so much more creativity with how to use these powers.
Like the VFX looks really good, and I think it's because the way they're filming this, it involves a lot of contrast so far. Lots of shadow, lots of darkness, a lot of rich contrast, which is great because some guys have fire powers.
And nice, cool, like top-down moonlighting.
Exactly.
That
And
blue
so,
light.
and so like there's this kind of
The
like
ground's all wet.
right, immediately the visual styles make
The fire bending for be on point. You say if the water bending never so good, and if the earth bending and the air bending never so, me just say, me that look for the fire for the A1 and trust me, dog. It come like a ton of stove. Remember, me tell you that it bad. Them do them job on this. Big ups to the whole creation team on the Avatar.
And who do it? And therefore, white of them are one of them companies. Let's see what them are going to mention and which company do it.
making the VFX work really well. Ooh, ow, he got hit by a fireball.
Did you see the way those rocks got lit up by the fire?
Yeah. CG fire is tough though. It's tough to like illuminate the scene correctly with how fire would. And I feel like
it looks good.
But like CG fire still isn't quite just as hard hitting as real fire. When you have CG fire in a real scene, like fire is really bright, especially in a dark scene. And this is a situation where if you have like fire wrapping around somebody, like you're gonna have a hard time putting real lights in the scene to do that, to have light, you know, light ropes like wrap around somebody and not get in the way with your shot. That's really the only way you can get the kind of light simulation you need to make fire sell. They have great motion and animation to the fire, but I will say that it doesn't light up the scene how I think fire should, and that takes away a little bit of the heat, that visceral impact that fire has.
It does light it up really well when what it's lighting up is CG though.
Right.
They could just add in a CG orange light. It's Count Dooku's lightsaber versus Yoda's lightsaber again.
Yep. Yeah, the CG can light up the CG easily, but it's hard to light up the real stuff.
The amount of like tiny particulate and
Yes.
rocks that are bouncing around is something that I think a lot of people watching this might actually take for granted. Because think about this, like, you know, you're on set, you have practical stuff you can throw up. You have like rubber chunks, plastic chunks. You want stuff that's not going to actually damage people. You're not going to just launch gravel into the air.
Yeah,
And when
rubber
you don't-
chunks that look like rock.
Yeah, but that being said, like in most of these shots, like it's CGI.
It's all CG, yeah.
They're probably, they could be using some practical stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. But the little shots of when they're like hitting them against the walls and you just see like a little splash of gravel or whatever, or broken rock. There's just tons and tons and tons of really high quality particle work.
There's not as much dust as I'm used to seeing, and I like that.
Yeah, that's
Oh, and them didn't miss the whole of that little
whole of
section
that?
they were with there watch a while ago.
Oh, you know what's a rent up.
You need to back.
But the real stuff.
The amount of like tiny particulate and
Yes.
rocks that are bouncing around is something that I think a lot of people watching this might actually take for granted. Because think about this, like, you know, you're on set, you have practical stuff you can throw up. You have like rubber chunks, plastic chunks. You want stuff that's not going to actually damage people. You're not going to just launch gravel into the air.
Yeah,
And when you
rubber
don't-
chunks that look like rock.
Yeah, but that being said, like in most of these shots, like it's CGI.
It's all CG, yeah.
They're probably, they could be using some practical stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. But the little shots of when they're like hitting them against the walls and you just see like a little splash of gravel or whatever, or broken rock. There's just tons and tons and tons of really high quality particle work.
There's not as much dust as I'm used to seeing, and I like that. I don't know, I feel like
Well, it's wet and rainy.
It's wet and rainy.
Yeah.
wet and
also-
rainy.
I like that.
That's
it's
my
muddy.
favorite shot
Yeah.
right there.
It looks so
fist
good.
going in and just
And
like,
then, ooh, I like that, like the noise, like the turbulent noise
Yeah.
kind of displacement situation where the
Definitely
is
my
rising
favorite
up.
shot.
Looks really
Also,
good.
the different texture of like the shiny crust, and then like everything below is like more earthy and matte.
yeah. It was
really
definitely
nice.
a very good call getting the whole ground wet.
Yeah.
Like, it always looks better.
Ooh, airbending. I'm curious how they're going to do airbending because air is invisible.
But it diffracts light. You
Yeah, they're using
get
a
a
little
little
bit
bit
of
of like the heat ripples going
refraction.
on. That's a
Nice.
really good way of doing it.
Oh, he done.
Oh!
I like those little baby sparks.
Interesting how they like changed the fire from like this fire knocked him to this fire killed him. The fire that killed him had a lot of embers, whereas the other fires like they're a little more chill on the sparks than the embers.
This is actually really sick.
This is what TV shows look like now. Remember when people were like, "Hey, look at the Flash on the CW" when we started this show? In 4 or 5 years, we've come to this now.
Yeah. Also, once we get to like 1,000 subscribers, shit I start move different. You see what I'm saying? So big up on yourself already, who's a watch already, isn't me? I said,
Remember, check out the Buy Me a Coffee link if you want to make a donation, you want to support the thing, you want see certain quality improve, help fast track some shit.
Yeah, speed up the timeline, you know what I mean?
You see me? You better do.
Buy me a coffee, you know what I mean?
Buy me a coffee with me. In fact, I'm soon rename it to Buy Me a Spliff.
Drop a link.
You
You know it already.
Yo, that looks cool. I like that.
Oh,
They
boy.
actually managed to make that look like actual water without over tinting it blue or anything.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pretend I'm the VFX artist who worked on this. So we looked at shots of water floating on the space station and used that as reference footage to make it accurate. That's exactly what it looks like.
We just did a whole episode with like
Ooh.
floating water blobs.
Did you see that tasteful water falling into snow shot? Not too much splashing, not too much in your face like crazy physics. Just nice, solid, wet snow. I like that. Tasteful, restrained.
I'm very impressed so far, I gotta say. So also, I think it's worth pointing out, this is the first episode of the show, and it's pretty traditional that the first episode has a larger percentage of the budget going towards it to kind of like hook people. So this is gonna be a very high effort episode.
Listen guys, it takes a lot of time and energy to make these react videos happen as well as everything else we got going on here, so I have a lot of hunger.
It's time to jump from one streaming service tentpole to another streaming service tentpole. I've seen some comments saying we should look at Halo.
Oh,
Halo?
dude.
Season
Oh
2
my
just
God.
dropped.
Very fast.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. Master Chief does run super fast.
Did he click in the left stick to get there? That's what we're trying. That's the reference to clicking in the left stick.
Don't wait up.
Look at them dim tracers.
They were pretty dim tracers, which makes it feel like this is a color grade filter put on after the fact. Those muzzle flashes should be brighter.
Even though there's so much fog,
It just means there should be a bigger disc of glow. It's dim, there's not a lot of light. Those muzzle flashes should be like strikes of lightning, especially when they're that big.
okay, you know what?
Fuck, so what they want to say is every time the muzzle flash or them fire a trace out,
It
should have a more reflective glow or follow a glow.
Like a glue around it.
It's a reflect off of the smoke throughout the ear.
If you switch for the record that, you guys say you're on plus.
No man,
I mean, I guess the more we use it on the eyes.
At the VFX artists for added the
Well, I
right
say,
way, man.
yeah, maybe they might go use it on the eyes. We don't know. I don't want to flash too
Yeah,
much.
they might look funny from the critical perspective
Yeah,
of
man.
being
Yeah, man,
You know,
I know.
I'm feeling the power
the average person, that shit look amazing. Way out of our capabilities.
That's it.
of a Spartan here.
That's a CG chief if I ever seen one.
Yep.
I'm getting Gemini Man vibes.
Yeah, they're definitely doing some CG takeover on various parts of this.
Oh, heck yeah. Load that shotgun.
Dude, shoddy snipes.
Do you see how fast he loaded those shells? It's a little slick. It's a little slick. I don't feel like Halo should be quite so slick.
This is a little intense. The camera moves are kind of making me a little
Nauseous?
because of how impossible they are. Like it's supposed to be handheld, but you'll notice very frequently the person goes no clip mode and flies across the whole map.
It's like,
Yeah.
Whoa, did you guys see that warp cut?
I did.
If we
Wait,
back
go
it up
back.
10 seconds? Right there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Did they have to like do a speed change?
It looked like a combination of a speed change and also like some sort of match cut type thing. The reason why we're noticing it is because it looks just like that sort of artifacting you get when you try to interpolate regular footage to slow-mo footage.
Yeah. Look how the elite disappears into the background after
like fades
Master
out.
Chief gets tackled. It's like bonk, whoop, whoop, woo. Yanked. Like, yeah, I'm guessing, but this looks like a really tough stitch, and somebody had just to work really hard morphing it all together.
But hold on, I'm just confused. I don't even think this is real footage. I just don't know anything we're looking at is real. Like, what in this shot is real?
I think Master Chief is real. Sam, I don't think this is CGI because there's a lot of points we can see camera stitches. Sure, the elites are CG, but you wouldn't need to stitch shots together if the whole thing was CG. This is a filmed person in a costume with filmed camera work, and probably people, in suits doing the elite movements, so you get all the real choreography. But then you get this really crazy warpy shot at the end because they're trying to stitch stuff together, and I just feel like there's a really easy solution that could have saved them a lot of money. They could have cut. I don't think that sequence really gains anything from just being a one take. The thing is, I feel like the purpose of the one take is lost when it's that crazy. Because at that point, you're just doing cool camera moves, which is great. Do cool camera moves, but like you don't need to make it just one take with a bunch of like forced stitches. Just cut. As human beings, we completely ignore the cut eventually, and we just see kinetic motion if it's all planned out.
I mean, I'm digging this. We all said we're digging this at the start too. Like, I think this is pretty sweet.
No, I'm digging it. It doesn't need to be a one take. They didn't need to go to the lengths of like having crazy warpy morphed footage.
Oh, also, through this whole sequence, Master Chief doesn't have his arm.
What? Is that canon?
He got in trouble, and so they took their armor away.
He does not get in trouble. Master Chief can't get in trouble because he saved the whole
Not
universe.
yet. Not yet.
You see, when just like how we have a musical technical breakdown, could I get them can see something and say, yo, I know an accident that them they have to just work with it.
Man, I'm too critical, man.
I'm not too critical. Them critical at the ad. That's a way for me. Just like as we said, just like we can hear good songs where we can say, yo, Jano, that you know, so that mix they not even good. They just take off. People take on to it and the artist bad.
Trust me, but now I fight that. But he's going in though. He's going.
Oh,
One cool thing, Sam, did you notice the plasma grenades going off?
all the practical sparks that are going on right now are
Yeah, the plasma blooshes.
the plasma whooshes. I didn't see. I'm not.
Look right here. When they hit it, you see a little bit of like liquid plasma inside.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like plasma juice in the hits. It's pretty
Plasma.
neat.
That's cool. Yeah, these are some sweet practical effects here. But as we all know, practical effects ruin movies.
I did hear someone mention that the muzzle flashes in this episode are not good, but I've yet to see any muzzle flashes that are like egregious.
These muzzle flashes aren't egregious, but they definitely feel like CG muzzle flashes. But you know, the CG jackals on the other side of it kind of plant us firmly in the realm of animation here.
Man, he really could use his armor right about now.
That guy could use some armor too.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Damn.
Oh!
There we go. Now we get some.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
plasma
some
meets
neat-
metal.
The meat and metal.
Meets metal? No. They wussed. They wussed out.
Yeah, they woofed
Well, I
up.
can't. Again, they gotta ride the line. You can't make it too violent.
The guy's head was hanging there by a neck
But
strap.
it's an alien.
Yeah.
It's not a person.
I was expecting at least a bowling ball-sized hole in that man's chest.
It's just a little underwhelming.
I mean, it's just a needle. It's not like a giant grenade.
He had knocked him against the wall.
Did you see it blow up? It blew the heck up.
Like that. That should just be comped onto his chest.
Like the little bird flying.
Wait, what the heck?
Yeah,
Did
wait.
you guys see what I saw?
I saw what you saw. I saw it. It's an interdimensional creature, right? You should know. You read the books.
Wait, is it in front of the debris?
It's in front of the debris.
they messed up the layers.
Yeah.
No,
Maddie find out in the wild.
the layers. I saw it. It's an interdimensional creature, right? You should know. You read the books.
Wait, is it in front of the debris?
It's in front of the debris.
they messed up the layers.
Yeah.
Maddie find out in the wild on broadcast?
It's like on.
Yeah, look at that. No, you
The
saw,
bird is in front of the rocks.
Yeah.
It looks like it's not the actual bird. It's the bird's mat out of like a fog layer or smoke layer that's on top of the debris there. It's just like someone just managed to mislabel their node graph. Oh man, that's a legitimate mistake. Oh,
You got to fix this. Paramount.
Paramount, this is your coffee cup. All right, so there's only 4 episodes out so far as of filming. Honestly, I'm kind of intrigued. I think I will use the company Paramount account and actually watch this.
Yeah, you know,
It
like,
looks a heck of a lot better than the first season.
yeah, there's some really nice cinematography in here, and like there's some cool shots. I hope the story's like more true to what I would want of a Halo series, though.
Pasa cuando el mundo te abandona.
All right, let's take a look at a little change of pace here. Society of Snow. So this is a retelling of a true story where a plane crashed in the Andes and some people survived, and for the next 2 months they had to survive in the mountains with nothing. I mean, the story point that returns to is that in order to survive, they had to eat some of the dead people from the plane crash.
Yeah. No, me not. Yeah.
We've seen so many different types of plane crash scenes.
Recently? Yeah. No.
Niggas in the street, dog. When we're done, we can't react to that online.
No, me no warrior.
There've been a lot of plane crashes.
And like that
In
build
movies.
up, that tension, like how do you build the tension? How do you make it scary? How do you like build that feeling of unease? And then how do you pay it off?
I'm already in it though. The moment that's shot out the window and you're like kind of seeing land.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
Hey, what's the matter? You scared?
I like how everyone is moving uniformly. That means they're probably on a set that's on like hydraulics. It's hard to have everyone act in sync like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, at that point, you should maybe think about just turning around.
If I'm not mistaken, I feel like the stuff of the mountains is all real footage. What? Oh, did you see that?
Hold on, man. Never watch this personally. But wait there. Yo. No, hold on, them, man. Doggies. Never go watch this personally. Hold on, them, man.
Yo.
Never go make sure say I'm good and comfortable. I'm not nothing to do. Because hold on, them. You know say big man thing.
Yo, dog.
Big old man thing. Why for the big man thing? Big old man thing, you know say.
Jaja.
I see it. I know watch it.
Me too. Some skip past that.
Because I say, you know, one more, Mesopotamian or Disopotamian is in my type of setting where they know soul survivors and them
But
there.
I just a plane crashing on the mountains to Bumbuckler. But that first scene there.
Oh, that was a lot of
Crunch.
non-bloody gruesomeness.
Yeah.
Like you saw like legs bending ways they shouldn't bend.
It's really well done plane crash scene, huh?
Well,
Everybody I contact.
the VFX are doing their jobs. Because that scene is really intense.
Yeah. It's funny because like it feels like a very CG shot there. The plane goes over the mountain, but it's followed up by like very intentional shots of like people in like intense fear, directed really well, shot all practically. Like there's really specific directed moments of violence that happen for just like a half second, and it's like a mix of VFX. Like that's all VFX background there. Then you go to practical, like rubberized chairs with people getting scrunched up. Like really good intentional filmmaking with really well done staged set pieces.
So has it been days at this point?
Yeah, it's been a while now. They're all on the plane for like shelter, and then an avalanche hits them.
Now they're just buried, as if their luck wasn't bad enough. That looks like real snow
It kind
too.
of does look like real snow.
Yeah, it is real snow.
Whoa! That must be miserable. Oh my god.
Like the breath,
No,
the coldness, like it's pretty hard to fake that.
Do you think most of this movie was filmed on like a stage?
So they actually filmed this movie in a bunch of different places. They built a fuselage in a hangar around LED screens. They built a fuselage in an olive farm in a giant like concrete hole. So they put a bunch of fake snow around it, made out of like cornstarch and cellulose. They then could raise and lower the fuselage to imitate it being further under more snow or less snow. And then they also dragged another fuselage out to an actual mountainside so they could film in an actual mountainside of snow. So for this scene, which would be very hard to film, they actually have a raised floor. So there's a spot underneath where it's all open, and then they have, you know, the actual floor with trap doors, and they have like a foot of real snow on top of that. So the actors go underneath, they're like, action, and then you have to push through real snow, so you come out the other side, and you're like, ah! And you don't have to act very hard. And then they dig you out, and it looks great.
It looks really good. I'm kind of blown away, honestly, right now. Like watching this stuff, it is so intense and visceral.
Yeah, and all the different like techniques here. They're spending their points on like moments with the actors to like give it spectacle and
Yeah, it's really cool.
yeah.
I can really appreciate this. Also, the heavy subject matter.
For those who don't know, Cash a big actor too.
For those who don't know.
Yeah, Cash
But-
acts.
But, yo, brilliant. From that, it made me personally ever watch that film there right now. You see what I'm saying?
People
Brilliant.
dying.
It amplifies things.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of people dying so far.
And this is the only time I'm like feeling it.
I mean, that's very poignant.
If you like what we do here, the best way to support us is by giving us a subscription at corridordigital.com.
Yeah, sure.
Really? It bad. 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 I like the movie. I like this. The CGI, all the VFX, all that. Like, it's crazy. Definitely. We're taking our go on, you know?
Secret of the Snore or whatever.
You see me?
But yeah, man, it's a channel I'm subscribed to and I watch for the last few years. Man, tough.
Them bad. No, give them a thumbs up. Yeah. And the reaction pretty much where you would have expect. You see me? So definitely thumbs up. Again, subscribe, like, and share for more comment. RTR, random thoughts and reviews. You know what to do, right?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.